Hi everyone, my name is Naomi and today I'll be talking about, I genuinely don't know how to put this into words, but a former Japanese politician not knowing what KKK stands for, or knowing what KKK is and ignoring the context of it. Okay, I'm from Japan. I used to live there. I went through their public education system and I know how English is linguistically so different from Japanese. I noticed that the government has no clue what they're doing when it comes to speaking English during the pandemic because they launched some questionable policies called go to eat, go to travel to promote restaurants or tourism because no one's traveling and they're like, let's have discounts or whatever so that people will travel. Stupid, right? Like, who needs to travel during this time? Anyways, so when Go To Travel was launched, I was like, does the Japanese government not have any English speakers, or not have any budget to spend on translators, or have someone to look at their policies, their names and whatever, and say, this makes sense, or this is incorrect, or blah, blah, blah. And I learned that they don't. Or they just don't want to spend money on that thing. And this morning, I encountered this article on a website called Agora that the title says, for vaccine rollouts, I have high expectation for the KKK team of the Japanese Liberal Democratic Party. Let that sink in for a sec. So this article basically talks about 3 politicians of the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan, Jimin, who the author thinks will be kind of in the lead of the vaccine rollouts in Japan. And the politicians mentioned are Kono Taro, Koizumi Shinjiro, and Kobayashi Fumiaki. So the author basically said, yo, Kono, Koizumi, Kobayashi, their initials are K. So let's call them KKK. It gets worse. So this article is actually a repost of a blog post that was made by Hayakawa Chuko, a former Liberal Democratic Party member of the House of Representatives. He's a former politician. Should we give him the benefit of the doubt and say he may not have realized that KKK stands for something that is really evil that still exists? Or should we just go and say he should know? But KKK is just like common sense, it's history, and it's prevalent because KKK still exists. White supremacy still exists. So people should know what KKK stands for. At least Hayakawa Chuko and Agora, website editor, whatever. This is disgusting. This is embarrassing. As a former Japanese resident, I'm like, y'all, please, no. Oh, and on Agora, they got 195 likes. Do those people not realize what KKK stands for? I'm just in shock and I'm still panicking over this. I hope Hayakawa Chuko realizes that he just shouldn't have named them KKK team and basically changed the naming of the trio. And I hope Agora fixes the title and say, you know what, sorry that we forgot about what KKK is and we just reposted it without really thinking. I really hope they do that. Because of things like this, go to eat, go to travel, like government not hiring people who know what they're doing, so English speaker in this context, and this politician blatantly showing his ignorance when it comes to hate crime and just hate organization. This is why Japan, the government itself, needs to step up their pussy. Because for the past year, they've been doing really embarrassing stuff that made me say, this is why I left that nation. I feel bad for people who know what KKK stands for in Japan and read this article and say, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm still in disbelief. Japanese government, please hire me as your advisor when it comes to having English names for your policies and things, because it's really embarrassing and I really need to educate y'all on LGBTQ rights and feminism, trans activism, and that kind of things, because y'all are really behind because your government's mostly men. And if you want to learn about how male dominant the Japanese politics world is, there's a video that I did on a term called female politicians that are too beautiful, bijin sugiru giin, so that will be in the card here. This sucks. Articles that I mentioned in this video will be in the link description. Please check them out. Use Google Translator, whatever, and maybe tweet at Agora and say, you need to fix the title. No, no, no. Don't do it. Ho, don't do it. That'll be great. And follow me on Twitter and Insta at @WeightOfPlot because I recently talked about this on those platforms. So yeah, screw you, KKK and white supremacists, but at the same time, screw you, Agora and Hayakawa, for doing this. I talk about politics in Japan, North America, LGBTQ stuff, movies, food, other things I want to talk about. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe to my channel and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Bye, kids.